Okay, let's go ahead and continue to add data to the books table. And I want you to keep in mind that I put a constraints on the relationship between the persons, the customers, and the books. That mean one, the relationship is one in the customers and many in the books. So a customer could buy multiple books, while the books is being the money in many in this case. But in reality, if you think about it, a book can be bought by multiple people, and the same person could buy multiple books. But just for the sake of going it through, explaining one to many, we could have chose a different example, of course, clearly like state and cities, which we have seen. Maybe that would be a little bit redundant. So I'm going to treat the books here as the many and the customer as I did it in the code with the SQL as the one. So I'm going to go ahead and insert the data inside the books. Okay. And I'm going to, let me see if there's any data in the book. So I'm going to go ahead and delete any type of books I entered by accident while I'm trying to run my example. So delete from books, and it should clear that completely for me. And if I select everything from books, and it should show nothing. Should show nothing. All right, there is no result, of course, here since we did clear everything. So we're going to go ahead and say insert into books values. Remember, I'm treating books as the many here, and books has ID number with ISBN number, and this is, let's say, C programming is the first title, and the price is 34, and this was bought by person number 1. And I'm going to go ahead and add that, and I could go ahead and add just 2, and let's go ahead and say Java programming also bought by the same person, but we're going to go ahead and change that to, let's say, $67. And again, there's a third book, and that's JavaScript. This person likes programming, and he bought 100. That's $110, and is bought by also the same person. And I could go ahead and do number 4, and let's say book here, say information system, and this is, let's say, 115. That was bought by number 2, person number 2. So I'm going to go ahead and add a 5th entry. Let's say here, decision support system. Okay, and that's going to be, let's say, those expensive book. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do this is number 2 also. Then, okay, there is constraints here. All right, let's go ahead and change the number to 3. Okay. Okay, field or unique constraint field, book ISBN number. Oh, this one here need to be changed to 5 because I don't have, I have to change it, of course, because that's the primary key. Let's go ahead and put it back to number 2. This person, and also number 5. Let's say this is 6. Let's do it and change the, we don't have 4, so let's go ahead and do this one here. Easy reading. Okay, for number 3, that's going to be $10. And run this. Let's go ahead and give another one here. The mystery, or let's say here, funny reading. And that is going to be, let's say, $1.50, 60 cents. That's for the third person. And we're going to go ahead and run this, and we will be done with this. So we're going to go ahead and say select everything from books to see the data. And notice here, this is the data that I entered. This is my primary key. Okay. Now, how about if I ask a query if I wanted to notice to actually show the title of the books, okay, and or better yet, I could show the last name of the person who bought more than the number of the book that each person bought. Okay, the number of the book that each person bought, because we have only three people here. So we have a 3 for number 1, 2 for number 2, and 3. So let's go ahead and do that a query. Okay, so let's go ahead and say select, okay, from my customers, okay, last name. And also I could say my customers first name. Okay, I'm gonna count the number of the book they bought. So we're gonna go ahead and say count books. Okay, ISBN number, all right, as number of book from my customers. All right, from my customers, enter, join, books on. Okay, I'm going to say here my customers dot ID equal books dot ID. All right, group by, and we're going to say here my customers dot last name. And let's go ahead and do this. Changes your customers last name, customers last name, first name, books, number of books from my customers. Okay, and are joining books on my customers that ID equal my customers. Let's go ahead and run this. And let's see this one here. You see that's Jones Mary bought 2, Roberts bought 2, and Smith bought 3. So let's go ahead and take a snapshot of this so you'll see how it's going to work. Okay. How about if I wanted to have another query to see the name of the people who bought more than $100 worth of books? Okay, bought more than. So it's going to be another function is going to be sum. Okay, in books price. Okay, I'm going to say as total. Okay, from my customer enter join books, my customer.id. Okay, and I'm going to group it by, I could say here, instead of grouping it by my customers, I will say here having total greater than or equal to $100. Okay, and notice that Roberts and Smith did that. So I hope you enjoyed this, and at least you now how to create a one-to-many relationship between two tables, even though the relationship in nature can be many-to-many, but I restricted that into one-to-many in order to see it easier that way. Then you will be able to really look at many-to-many using SQL. Thank you for watching. I hope you will take your time to enjoy this. And more than anything else, I needed to practice this. So be able to get feeling and learning that cannot be done without probably practicing it a couple of times. Again, thank you.